Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Donut here, and today we're going to be playing some Diablo 4, focusing specifically on a Druid build. And under the Druid, we're going to focus on Werewolf. This is a very good build. This is very good for crowd control as well as single target DPS. So it can fit in almost any team comp, whether you're raiding dungeons or taking over strongholds. So starting off with our basic skill, we're going to go with Storm Strike. It's a pretty simple, effective ability. When you do damage to an enemy, that damage also arcs to 3 nearby enemies, allowing you to hit multiple enemies at once. After we put a few points into that, we're going to go into Enhanced Storm Strike. This immobilizes enemies, allowing you to hit them while they're standing still, doing more damage. After that, this is important, Fierce Storm Strike. This is very good. Storm Strike has a 50% chance to make enemies vulnerable for 3 seconds. Vulnerable enemies take 20% increased damage. Not only is the enemy you hit do that, but the arced enemies also have a potential to be vulnerable, which is very good. After that, we're going to go to the bottom left and swing on down to core skills. We're going to choose the Shred ability. This is where you're going to be getting most of your physical damage from, and you're going to be using this ability more than most of the other ones. The first initial attack is a dash swing, the second attack is a swing, and the third attack is a large finishing blow, which does a lot of damage. All of these swings are usually done in quick succession, giving you the max amount of DPS. After we put a point into that, we're going to go down to Enhanced Shred. This gives you more attack speed as well as giving you life for hitting enemies. After that, we're going to go to Raging Shred. This is very, very vital to our build. Not only is that third final blow swing going to have a bigger AoE, it's going to have poison damage on top of it. And poison damage is vital to our build, so it's going to be very, very important early on. And you want to max out Shred ASAP because you're going to be using this a lot of the time. After that, we're going to go to our defensive skills, and we're going to go with Blood Howl. This is a very simple but effective ability. 20% health instantly every 15 seconds. This can save your life in situations where you're getting overrun by bosses and elite enemies. But Enhanced Blood Howl reduces the cooldown by 1 second for every kill. This is very good because the more enemies you kill, the cooldown is very, very low and you're getting health for free. So in crowd control, it's very, very strong. After that, we're going to go with Innate Blood Howl, which gives you 20% spirit. This is very good because once again, you're killing enemies, reducing the cooldown, and getting free spirit, which allows the use for multiple enemies. All those other abilities you're going to be using for free as you're doing crowd control. After that, we're going to go down to our companions. This is the center vital point to our build, which is going to have all of our critical strike and all of our vulnerability. So first, you want to focus on Ravens. This is a very simple ability. You throw it down. Any enemies within the Ravens take a damage over time. Pretty simple. After that, we're going to go with Enhanced Ravens. This is going to increase your critical strike chance by 5%, which is very good. After that, we're going to go with Ferocious Ravens. So on top of giving you critical strike, this is also going to make the enemies vulnerable guaranteed for 3 seconds. So it's guaranteed vulnerability, guaranteed 20% increased damage. Very, very strong. After that, we're going to go with Poison Creep. Once again, very simple but effective. The vines are going to snare all the enemies within the area and do poison damage over time. After that, we're going to go with Enhanced Poison Creeper. This is going to increase the snare time by 1 second. After that, we're going to go with Brutal Poison Creeper. This is going to increase critical strike chance by 20%. Very, very strong. 20% is a high number. You're going to be hitting critical hits all the time. After that, you want to maximize points into Raven as soon as possible. And after Raven, I would suggest going into Poison Creeper and maxing that out as well. After our companion skills, we're going to go straight into our Wrath skill. This is going to be a placeholder temporarily. You'll see why soon. So we're going to use Rabies. This is a simple ability. You're going to bite an enemy, poison it, and the poison is going to transfer to nearby enemies. After that, we're going to go with Enhanced Rabies and then Natural Rabies, which is going to increase the spread of that poison by 100%. After using Wrath for a bit, you're going to level up and get enough points to unlock your ultimate, which is very, very strong. Your ultimate is going to be very fun, very strong, and it's just going to put a smile on your face after you use it. So we're going to unlock Lacerate. Very cool, fun, entertaining ability. Any enemies near you, you'll do a dash attack between them 13 different times, doing up to 3,842 damage. This is very good, very fast, insane DPS. After you unlock Lacerate, you're going to take your points off Rabies and use them in Neurotoxin. You're going to put 1 point or 2 points into that. Then you're going to come to Envenom. This is very strong. Poison enemies take additional critical strike damage. So after putting 3 points into that, poisoned enemies take 30% additional critical strike damage. So every critical strike you hit, you do 30% damage. On top of higher critical strike chance, which is going to be very good. Crits on top of vulnerability, which is going to be massive amounts of damage, killing enemies very, very quickly. After you unlock Lacerate, focus on upgrading that as soon as possible. Prime Lacerate and then Supreme Lacerate. Supreme Lacerate guarantees a critical strike as well as deals 150% damage to the first enemy. This is very, very good, especially to bosses. Once we get down to our key passive, this is where things get very strong, very fast. Snowball effect quickly. Lupine Ferocity. Every 6th werewolf skill hit critically strikes and deals 60% increased damage. So that means every 6th hit of a werewolf ability, whether that be Shred. So if you use Shred 2 different times, that 6th hit is going to deal massive damage, especially since it's going to be your final blow hit. Or you can use your Lacerate, which is 13 different hits, which is going to proc this twice. So you're going to get 2 hits that get 60% damage, which is very good. We're going to show you how this build works real quick and show you how strong it actually is. There is a world event going on right now, so what a good time to show off the build. So we're going to take it nice and slow to kind of show you guys how this is going to work. So first we're going to take it nice and slow. First you're going to use your Raven's ability, then you're going to use your Poison Creeper ability, and then your Shred ability. So we'll try to get some enemies grouped up here. This will be a good spot. So you're going to use your Birds, and you're going to use your Snare, and then you're going to use your Lacerate. And that's just going to do massive damage. It's going to be more for your ad clearing. And once again, you're using your Howl to get that spirit back up in order to do another Shred attack. So usually what I'll do is Shred attack, Howl, and then another Shred attack. So I'm not really dodging too much right now because I'm kind of trying to show off the build. So like I stated before, you're going to use your Ravens and then your Poison Creep. If it's an elite enemy or a boss, I would recommend Lacerate. And if it's normal crowd control, I'd recommend Shred. So you'll do Birds, Poison Creep, Shred. Then you'll Howl, and then you'll get another extra Shred off that. So I'll show you an example. Birds, Creep, Shred, another Shred attack, and then you can Howl and do another Shred attack. I messed that up right there, but I think the pace right there, you get a good sense of how the build works itself. I'll show it one more time. Play these enemies real quick. Once again, that arc ability is causing vulnerability, allowing us to do more damage. So show one last time at the last FG. Let me find it real quick. So what we're going to do is Birds, Snare. Right here I'm going to use Lacerate because this is a stronger enemy. And Shred, Howl, and then Shred again. And as you can see, it's just destroying everything in our path. And we're also strong enough to even tank enemies. Now that we got all our abilities back, we'll show you how strong it is against an actual boss. Birds, Snare. After we get unfrozen, Shred, Howl, Shred again. Then you just rinse and repeat with basic attacks until your abilities come back. Then you use the abilities yet again. And that's the build, so let me know what you think. Leave a like, subscribe, and if you got any constructive criticism, let me know in the comment section. If you got any viable options for the build. Appreciate everyone for tuning in the video. You guys have a good one.